Hi, I'm Pastor Jess Horsley. Welcome back to week 4. This is an optional and additional week. We know that some groups may choose not to meet, but we wanted to invite you in to continue this experience in this Advent season as we explore this theme of a weary world rejoices. How do we feel both joy and every other feeling at the same time? Once again, Candace Shaw, Director of Spiritual Formation, thank you for being here.
Glad to be here again.
Awesome.
Our opening question for this week is, can you share a memory about when singing was a part of a meaningful event in your life?
So I was in show choir in high school, but I don't really like to sing. I'm not a great singer. I'm not really musically inclined. But a memory that I have that's kind of a core memory here at Plattwoods Church was I was appointed here in 2021, and our first holiday, we're still coming out of the pandemic and COVID, and so we hosted here in the parking lot carols and cocoa, and we had Christmas carols being sung, and Walter was playing music out front, and it was all in the parking lot, and the weather wasn't like super bitter, freezing cold, and so we sang carols together from our cars, because you could listen to the music on your car, like from the FM stereo, and it was just a very amazing and positive experience, and especially as a new pastor being welcomed by a community of faith that you're serving, it's just an awesome opportunity to really get to know the culture and what a congregation like Plattwoods values. And so that was like a really meaningful experience.
That's cool.
Our focus scripture this week comes again from Luke's Gospel, chapter 1, verses 46 through 55. Here we hear Mary singing, Mary's song, the Magnificat. And you are invited to read these words and explore some of the discussion questions. We also this week have this great question: what gives you a thrill of hope?
I love anytime we can come together as a community, especially during the holiday season. I think whether it's on Sunday morning worship or for special events like Rejoice or anything like that, I think just seeing other people and making those connections during the holiday season, especially when it's together around song, whether gathering for carols or listening to a concert by Walter or something like that, I think that's a thrill of hope for me during this season.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, and I think that actually, like we said last week, this idea that it can become contagious. So when you see other people having joy, feeling joy, being excited, like you said, coming together and being in the presence of others, and also recognizing that we do that in so many different ways now. I mean, I know people who only ever live stream the services or the concerts or the opportunities, and so feeling that joy, that thrill of hope, even alone, but connected spiritually. Again, the internet is an amazing thing, and so being able to, wherever we are, wherever we're from, being able to be connected in that way, that actually gives me a thrill of hope that we have completely changed how we can do community this day and age. Again, you are invited to listen to this poem by Reverend Sarah Speed. Take a listen.
The Sound of Hope by Reverend Sarah Speed. We've been singing a sad song for quite some time, the melody syncing with our heartbeats, the lyrics stamped to the front of our minds. You say sad songs are honest. It's hard to disagree, for sad songs tap us on the shoulder. Sad songs remind us of the 100 different corners heartbreak could be behind. But I don't have it in me to sing a sad song forever. So despite the news, despite the aches in my body, despite the phone call last night that says she's waiting for the test results, despite yesterday's shooting, despite the unknown and unchanged, I am going to sing a song of hope. Like a canary in a snowstorm, I don't need another song of what is. I need a song of what could be. So sing with me. Our voices may get drowned out by the wind, but surely someone will ask, was that a flash of yellow in the snow? Was that the sound of hope?
After listening to this poem, Candace, what phrases from this poem stand out to you?
The very beginning of the poem, when it says, "We've been singing a sad song for quite some time." I love sad songs. I love to make a playlist of melancholy songs. But there can be too much of a good thing. And then I think later in the poem when it says, "I don't have it in me to sing a sad song forever." I think that's so important to acknowledge our weariness, like we talked about earlier a couple weeks ago, but to not stay there, to allow hope to break in, like a canary in a snowstorm, as it said.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, yeah, I love this idea, because we can so often dwell, again, like a couple of weeks ago, like setting a table for disappointment. And yet there's this idea that it's, this, I am going to sing a song of hope. And that just makes me think of like the Rocky theme song when he's like running up the steps, right? And he's like, dun, 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 dun. Okay, sorry. Okay. But like, that's the hope, right? Like there's something better that's coming, and it might not quite be here yet, but it is coming. And there's that hope. And then I know you said the canary. What the last line, was that a flash of yellow in the snow? I just have to say, as a guy who grew up on a farm, as a kid, there were no canaries, but there was definitely livestock and there was definitely yellow snow. And so it completely takes on a different meaning when I read it. Probably not appropriate.
We hope that it's a canary and not yellow snow for us.
Yes, we have hope that it is a canary and not yellow snow. As we conclude this series, we want to invite you into experiencing the Lord's Prayer in a new and exciting way. So hear these words from the Message translation of the Lord's Prayer. Our Father in heaven, reveal who you are, set the world right, do what's best, as above, so below. Keep us alive with 3 square meals. Keep us forgiven with you and forgiving others. Keep us safe from ourselves and the devil. You are in charge. You can do anything you want. You are ablaze in beauty. Yes, yes, yes. It's such a different understanding and maybe way of praying the Lord's Prayer, and yet in this season in which we are called to feel joy, might we tell God over and over, yes, yes, yes. Thank you again for joining us. Thanks, Candace, for being a part.
Yes. It was fun.
Yes, it has been. And have a blessed new year. Take care.